Chapter 5.2 Year 2004. Nina, now drugged by her captors, drifted in and out of consciousness. As she is physically subdued, Nina fell in and out of consciousness. She woke to find herself laying face up on the altar, tied to its base. She could also see lit candles put around her, as well as pots of incense burning in urns. As she struggled as hard as she could, she only found herself binded even more tighter. The Sharman high priest continued his relentless chanting while stamping his feet on the ground. The 3 jars which housed the Undying Souls began to tremble and shake violently as if about to topple off the altar. At the height of the commotion, the priest held out his hand with a bell and rang it 3 times, summoning the Undying Souls. Nina felt she had depleted her strength, as her last attempt of struggling out of her binding was futile. She slipped into unconsciousness again. She found herself falling into an abyss, and when she managed to open her eyes to look around, she could see she was in a dark space in which there was a red glow emanating. Loud growling and roaring could be heard from all around, as well as people's cries and wailing from within the walls. Beings crawled around on the floor, scavenging for food. These were demons of the dark space that fed on human corpses. Nina lay paralyzed as she saw the 3 Undying Souls approach her, then climbed up onto her chest. They smeared blood on Nina's forehead before holding the bowl of blood to her lips, forcing her to drink it. Nina struggled as she spat out the liquid, a horrible metallic taste left in her mouth. She was weak from fighting, and Nina knew she was slipping away, her body falling limp as she surrendered. The room was filled with a flash of light, and in an instant there stood John. The Undying Soul saw that he was a white soul and immediately felt threatened. They utilized their power and conjured for the Dark Lord's help. Dark shadows formed all around John as they had him surrounded. They were the Dark Souls warriors. At this moment, Nina heard the familiar murmuring voices, and in an instant realized that the horde of Purgatory had arrived. The souls of Purgatory swarmed the Dark Souls, both sides confronting each other in a deadlock. While they were locked in a battle, John ran to untie Nina, but she was paralyzed and could not sit up without assistance. Realizing their possible escape, the 3 Undying Souls rushed over to where John and Nina were, and in one swift move overpowered John. The 3 then moved towards Nina, each of them grasping her throat. The horde was now retrieving as the Dark Souls were gaining upper hand. John was barely fighting on, but could not reach Nina in time. Nina was choking and thrashing about, trying to break their hold. The 3 relentlessly held fast, despite the violent struggle of their victim. As she struggled, Nina's hand surged, reached into her jacket pocket, and realized she had Mother's chrysanthemum petals collected from earlier. She grabbed a handful in her hand and in one motion drew out her hand towards the Undying Souls, sprinkling the petals into their faces. The three stumbled backwards, losing their grip on Nina. They roared in pain as they started staggering left and right, covering their faces. In an instant, their eyes had melted to their sockets as the rest of their faces peeled away. Dark souls retreated as the shadow forms began to vanish one by one. John helped Nina off the altar as they looked back to find the three small piles of ashes where the three Undying Souls had been. The horde gave out a loud cheer as they claimed their victory. Nina's soul returned as she began to stir. She woke up, realizing she was back in her own bed. The battle had been won.